I get a few messages, by the way. Guys write me and they say, I did it. Sometimes I write back and I say, what'd you do? I asked her on a coffee date and she got ruffled. And I laugh. I sit here. If they could see me on the other end, whoo, 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 smile from ear to ear. Because you know what? None of y'all are too good for the coffee date. Women, none of you are too good for the coffee date because it's just, who gives a lick? And if you're really there for that guy, you won't give a lick either. But you're not there for him. You're there for the fancy.
Now, you hear a lot about unrealistic beauty standards, but you don't hear nearly enough about the unrealistic personality standards that women have to live up to.
Bingo.
Every time you turn on the TV, you see women in films reacting stoically, controlling emotions, staying calm in high-pressure situations.
Doing math?
Giving men the false impression that this is somehow what they should be expecting from a woman's personality.
Whether that's Kristen Ritter not wanting to talk about her feelings in Jessica Jones, or Charlize Theron's short, concise, data-driven answers to questions in Mad Max, I don't think these filmmakers realize or care about the harm they are doing by asking women to live up to those unattainable, emotional, and storytelling ideals.
I had a friend come up to me recently complaining that his date took forever to get ready. They missed the previews. Then she started crying as if this is some abnormal event. I had to grab the guy and say, Dave, I don't know what you saw in Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, but this is what a woman looks like without having her personality airbrushed by Hollywood.
That's why I so much appreciate what they are doing on The View.
Yes.
Personality, positivity, showing what a real woman looks like completely unshackled from whether statistics or evidence even remotely lines up with the points they are making.
I want to also applaud the makers of The View for just putting their raw, undesirable personalities out there, flaws and all, so men can see a realistic depiction of what to expect from a woman.
My husband and I have been together for 15 years. He's the epitome of the saying, he's a good man, Savannah. However, I've always known that he was in 2 other relationships, one with his mom and the other his career. He prioritizes and considers them without question, while I've proven my position and still feel like I'm in second place most times. How can I get him to always treat me like I'm number one without taking away from his other loves?
I think you got to be careful. The mama angle, I 100% agree. But in terms of a man's purpose, purpose comes first, baby. And the worst place that you can be is between a man and his purpose. A lot of women lose sight of what brought you to that man in the first place. A lot of women aspire for a lot of things, right? I want a successful man. I want a certain lifestyle. But a lot of women are not willing to sacrifice the time that it takes for that man to create that environment for you.
Kitty, why you keep making these faces?
I don't want to make this a gender thing because I don't want no one to use this against nobody. But women, we show up as friends, as mothers, as wives, as everything else. We show up and we still serve our husbands, but marriage is still a part of your purpose. Let's not forget that when you have a wife, that's where your favor comes from to begin with. So even in the purpose that you have with this business and everything else, you should still be able to prioritize your wife. Your wife is not a threat to your purpose. The problem is you have not been able to find balance in what you do. You've prioritized and tried to compartmentalize things, bring it together. Your wife can advance the things that you have. Prioritize your wife because then she can nurture and feed you and pour and invest into you so you can show up better in your life, so you can show up better in your business. I don't understand this conversation. I don't get that. And that's the reason why so many women feel like they are being neglected in their marriages, because y'all prioritize your careers. You laid down and made vows in front of God and said you were going to take care of his daughter. So if that is the case, then make sure you take care of your wife while you are still doing this, because I guarantee you when you no longer have that career, guess who's still going to be behind you? Guess who's still going to be behind you?
This is crazy.
Guess who's still going to be behind you? Nope. We still gonna be behind them. Nope. Y'all always want to play that. Y'all always want to play that. And I hate when y'all do that, because I can guarantee you, y'all always want to do that because we have seen women do it. We have seen, I don't care. No, I ain't gaslighting nothing. That's the problem. I can't stand when y'all do that. I cannot stand that. Y'all are talking about those women who just came in there to use you to begin with. But the women who actually love you, if they see you fall off, it's those women they gonna fight behind you to make sure that you get back on your feet. So make sure that you nurture your wife.
Well, I appreciate what both of them were saying, to be honest. But I think, I think it's about balance. I don't think a lot of men think about, I mean, some do, but, the end all be all is not necessarily about her leaving. It's about trying to set us up for the future. And I think a good woman, I don't think we talked about her coming alongside him. A lot of these women will say, well, you don't prioritize me. You don't show me any attention. You don't pay me any mind. They say, well, I'm trying to, do this career thing so both of us can prosper, so I can have time for the both of us. At that point in time, she should be looking for ways to lighten his load so that he feels like he does have time, or else he's going to be doing it himself, right? But there's not a lot of women that do that. They support and they just say, okay, and they walk back to the room and they still feel neglected, instead of saying, how can I get next to him? Is there anything that I can do to get next to him, to show him that I support him and I'm riding with him all the way, right? We can say, you found time to come to one of these things and ask a question about feeling neglected, instead of getting up next to him and figuring out how you can support him. Because that's what you would expect a man to do. How can he support me when I'm pregnant? Instead of asking, or saying, well, I don't feel like it. And here we go. Instead of saying, there was a woman in a clip that talked about a man not feeling like a priority when the woman got pregnant, and then she had the child. He's like, I feel like I'm a priority. Oh, well, you should be supporting. That's what you signed up for. You need to be a man and create your own space for support. Oh. And so now that it's a woman that needs to be creating her own supportive space, it's the man's job to stop what he's doing and go support her. That's funny how that happens. So when a man is saying, I just come on, support me, or get in where you fit in, then that's a problem. But when a woman says, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that, you need to find some business to go get into. All of a sudden, everybody's clapping and cheering for that.
I can only date my age mates if he is highly accomplished in life. I can't date a man who is a regular Joe Schmo who is doing the same thing I'm doing. I absolutely refuse, and I don't have the mental capacity for that, because 9 times out of 10, they are going to be pulling me back, whether it's emotionally or mentally, and I don't have the time for that.
You're equal?
I've done too much work internally in order for me to be brought back. But also, let me even say, just because a man is older does not mean he is going to be better. If he is older than you but still has not accomplished a lot in life, you might as well date somebody that's younger than you. Trust me. But bottom line is I need a man that I can admire. I need a man that is above me in some type of way, who can lead me in some type of way. Financially, you must be seasoned. That's a given. But everything else, I need you to have something that I can learn from. Have something that I can be like, oh, damn, I wish I love this about him. Because if we're both trying to figure out, life, babe, please, I don't like stress. I don't like stress. And when a man is trying to figure things out, he is not a pleasure to be around. I think we all know that as well.
But you're also trying to figure things out, because if you are both on the same level, it means that you're not as successful then, right, as the guy that you're looking for. So you're still trying to figure shit out. Like, you're still not there. So what makes you think that a successful man is supposed to put up with your shit, but a guy who's on your level, you can't put up with his shit? Like, it's like, bro, oh my God, I can't. These women, they don't really think. They want somebody who can put up with their bullshit, their stress, their baggage, their this, their that, all their problems, but they're not willing to do the same for somebody else. Man, I feel really bad for y'all. It's really tough out there.
And once again, here we are talking about a man providing, similar to what we saw in that first clip, where she was saying, we're going to love and support, we're going to do this. This is what Crew was talking about. Y'all want a certain lifestyle. Y'all want to live a certain way. But you want the man to spend all this time with you and then somehow figure out how to give you that same lifestyle. And you're not going to help him. You're just going to say, figure it out. This is what men talking about. You got to figure out what you want and allow me to go get it.
That's so hard to be a woman in this industry. Like,
in what regard?
because so OnlyFans has the stereotype that like if you're on OnlyFans you're doing Bonnie Blue type shit, you know?
Yeah.
But like we're very reserved with our content. I'm a virgin, like I don't post anything crazy. I don't post anything. I'm very reserved.
So you don't show nudity?
Every now and then I will, but like I'm not out here fucking.
So before I get into this topic, you guys already know I don't really care for OF. I don't care for women selling their bodies. I literally was on whatever podcast 4 times, and one of the things I said that made me go viral was if you need any help making money in the content creation space to where you don't have to sell your body, get at me, mama. And you know, that ruffled a little bit of feathers. I didn't shame the girl. I didn't make fun of her. I didn't put her down. She was a very gorgeous girl, 18 years old, selling her buns. I don't see how that's bad to want to guide a young woman into doing better things. I'm 30, going to be 31 on January 5th. I've never sold my body. I've never danced. I've never stripped. I've never sold butthole pics. I've never sold feet pics. I'm not trying to make fun of you, but I don't ever do things like that. I've always worked my whole life and did whatever I could to get to where I'm at. Hence why I went viral for talking about this. To say you're reserved when this is your profile. So apparently this is reserved. This is reserved. So reserved. Yes, we're so reserved. This screams, I'm a virgin. Right. Again, more stuff that screams I'm reserved and to myself. Now, example, since you guys never understand, I always like to give analogies because women like to always act as if I'm dumb and I'm just trying to hate on them. This girl is very beautiful from head to toe, gorgeous, no makeup, beautiful body. I'm pretty sure she's a sweetheart. But if you guys see me on the podcast, wasn't I trying to whoop Kiko's ass? So now if I go around other people and they go, damn, is Taylor like crazy? Will she try to fight me? Can I get mad at women thinking I'm not a stepper when I showed what type of person I can be if I'm upset? Correct? So if you're showing your treats online and you do give nudity every now and then, 10%, you're showing a little nip here and there, how are you going to get mad at the way people perceive you? But this is the stuff you're showing them. Don't put yourself out there if you don't want people to judge you. I don't understand what's wrong with some of this generation of women. It's like they do crazy things and don't want to be judged for it. But everybody judges. We're all human. That's why I said I don't hate her. I don't know nothing about this girl besides the fact that she does OF. I just think it's funny that they're always coming on here complaining about how people treat them, complaining about how people look at them. But this is the stuff you're showing to people. You're showing them a sneak preview of your butthole and then getting mad at them for looking at you like you're a 304. Then conduct yourself better. If you cared so much about your appearance, you would delete all your pictures and try to act like a better person, but that's never going to happen. You guys will suck up all the OF money, and then when you get as much as you can, then you'll go and say, nope, no more OF. Well, you made all the money that you can. Have a good one. God bless.
I'm looking at this now and I'm realizing I've never actually seen any of this woman's content. Like, and that's crazy to me. Like, I still don't get well, I mean, I guess she's cute, so I guess that's the appeal. I still can't believe that she made $43 million. I don't know what she's doing that brothers are paying for that. I just don't. I don't. But I agree with Taylor, man. There's other things that you can do. You sit up there. What they do is they say what they're trying to do is, well, there's another side to me. But I mean, I don't really mess around with nobody. You know, I might show a little bit of my body here and there. And when they say a little bit, they don't mean, well, I take it to say that they don't mean, well, I'm not out here. Well, I don't know what they're doing, actually. I don't know what they would be doing. But, okay, so maybe they play around a little bit, right? Solo play, right? Is it, well, that's just me. I'm just showing it to the world. But how can you get mad? At least I'm not with a man, right? I might show them a little bit of that type of video here and there, but it's not like I'm doing it all the time, right? So you should not judge me. Like, I'm not like, and what she said, what's that lady's name? Bonnie Blue or something like that. I'm not doing like her where she's going crazy. I'm just doing a little bit. So you should still respect me. You're doing things that men don't really respect. They don't want a wife. So it doesn't matter how you explain it. Men don't want it.
What makes men not choose you?
Well, first of all, if we gonna talk aesthetic, if you look like you smoke weed, he ain't gonna choose you.
Wait a minute.
High value, high earning masculine, don't want no man, don't want no woman that looks like they smoke every day. If you look like your gums bleed when you floss, man ain't looking
What
at you.
does it look like when your what? What does
When
that
your
look
teeth
like?
look crazy, when it looks like you have bad dental hygiene.
Oh.
We don't have that in this room.
No.
But if it looks like your teeth, your gums bleed when you floss your teeth, a high value, high earning masculine man, he's not going to choose you. If it comes down to ugly, entitled character and behavior, that man is not going to choose you. If you expect that man to spend a bunch of money on you just because you're pretty, he might choose you for a little while, and then he's gonna let you go, and you won't be chosen all over again, and then you get recycled, used, that whole cycle. So I would just say, number one, do the best with your genetic potential. Take care of yourself. Please, for the love of God, don't look like you smoke a blunt a day.
Why do you keep looking at me when you say that?
Unless
I don't
you
even
wanna be
smoke
with a man
weed
that
anymore,
also
Sarah.
Smokes a blunt every day. And then y'all two could be two blunt smoking people together. That's it. I'm complete.
All right. And she keeps looking at me like she keeps looking at me.
I was a stay-at-home mom for many, many years, and I recently had somebody say, well, your husband worked so that you could stay at home. No, my husband would have worked regardless if he had a family or not, and I didn't get to work. I chose to stay at home because, of course, as a mom, you want to raise your children, but I did sacrifice building my career, having retirement, developing and networking, and all of those things. That was a sacrifice that I made. My husband, he continued the course of his life, finishing college, getting a job. His life really went unaltered, besides he had a wife at home, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, and children, and a family, which actually benefits men. And I think it just irks me when people don't value the work that women do, and to say, well, you get to stay at home. Like it's, something, a gift that's given to you and someone else on, someone else's behalf. But regardless if you have a wife or family, kids, you still are going to work. So it's not like you're going to work just for them and as some act of, martyrdom. That's not the case. Everybody has to figure out how to provide for themselves, family or not. I wouldn't have chosen any other thing. This cat, obviously, I wouldn't have chosen any other thing. I am glad I got to be home with my kids, but whenever that it's not appreciated or acknowledged that it was a sacrifice to do so, that is whenever I am mad about.
Well, his life did get altered because he started working more. Who's to say that he needed to finish college? He might have been great where he was and just continued, to get whatever promotions he had or what was coming to him. But he might have said, well, now that I got a wife and kids, I have to keep on going. The problem a lot of times is with a lot of these modern women, they resent whatever they got going on and they put that on the man. Oh, I didn't get to do this. I didn't get to do that. I should have done this. I should have done that. Maybe you should have. But the man is just adapting and saying, well, I wanted to do this. I don't think, now that I'm saying it, I don't think a lot of modern women really understand that men have a lot of stuff that they want to do too. It's just that when kids come, they say, okay, well, I guess I can't do that anymore. So I guess I better get up and get to it. I guess I got to work harder. I got to go to college. I got to make sure this is done. I got to show up even when I feel bad, even when I feel sick, just to make sure that we got something on the table. That's what men are doing. But yet and still, with your skin tan and your makeup on and your hair cut, your hair ain't all over the place. You got your makeup on, you got your cute glasses on, you got your little necklace, and I see your whole aesthetic, so you're not hurting. Women will sit up here. She got her eyebrows done, Doc. Her eyebrows are done, man. You can look and see her lashes are done too. Maybe they're not all over the place, but come on, Doc. Really, bro? Her hair looks like it was freshly done. I can tell you she's going to the salon here and there. And she's getting her. This man is taking care of his wife. And she get on here complaining. Be quiet.
Every time you have another kid by another man or multiple kids by multiple men, your dating pool of men
that will take you serious and want to date you to marry you and see you as a wifey prospect and see you as somebody they want to build their life with and take serious gets smaller. And that's just bottom line, period. End of story, end of discussion, no argument. I keep seeing this discourse on TikTok about single moms and dating single moms and who doesn't want to date single moms and, oh, you're not worthy and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. As a former single mom of 2 kids with 2 baby daddies, I have the room to say what I'm about to say. And that's a hard truth to swallow as a woman, that, hey, I made this decision thinking I trusted this person and wanted to have a family with this person and it didn't work out. And now because of that, there's like a whole group of men that don't even like see me as a dating. Yes. And that's just it.
A lot of men avoid divorced women and single moms, not because they're bad people, okay, but because of the baggage that comes with it. Let's break it down, shall we? A divorced woman usually carries emotional scars. She's been through betrayal, conflict, failure, child custody, and often she hasn't healed from it. That pain doesn't just disappear, it bleeds into the next relationship. Men can feel that bitterness, that distrust, and most don't want to pay for what the last man did. Now let's talk about the single moms. It's not just about dating her, it's about inheriting her past. The ex is always in the picture. The baby daddy will be forever tied to her and her child. And no matter how great the guy is, he's never the first priority. Her kids will be. And they should be. The child should come first. But most men aren't signing up to be second place in their own relationship. It doesn't mean divorced women or single moms can't find love. That's not what I'm saying. But it does mean the pool is smaller. So stop shaming men for wanting less baggage. It's not hate, it's honesty. If you want a high value man, you've got to bring more than wounds and history to the relationship. You have to bring healing, peace, and partnership, because that's what men stay for.
Honestly, I like what she said here. The young lady who's a single mom, she said, I made this gamble and it didn't work out. Now I've got to adapt. That's the problem a lot of men have with a lot of women. They take a gamble, which everybody is free to do, and it doesn't work out. And so now the man says, okay, well, good for you, but it's not what I'm looking for. And you get mad at the man because you took that gamble. And the man says, well, I don't choose a woman who would gamble like that. I would more so go for a woman like this over here, which would have played it safe. And that's their preference. That's their prerogative. Because now you have a kid or 2 or 3, which he didn't want. So now you have to go with the man that says, oh, I don't mind that you took that risk. I think that's okay. But a lot of times y'all don't want those men. Y'all don't, for some reason, y'all not looking at those men. Instead, I don't want him. I want this guy that doesn't want me. Why? You got plenty of guys over here that would go out with you. Stop being weird.
Even having a good man is going to cost you something, and that's going to be amplified if you live with him. Because what you have to realize is that men are raised in a world where they believe that women are to serve them, even if they are good. He can be kind, he can be helpful, he can be a provider, but he's still going to have the expectation that you manage that home and that you assist with managing and regulating his emotions.
So does women.
Because then you're not just his partner. You become his manager, you become the planner. That is that invisible labor. That is that emotional labor, that physical labor, that financial labor, that spiritual labor that oftentimes you don't even realize you're putting into living in this household with this man. This isn't about hating men. This is about how a woman's peace grows differently when her home answers only to her. A man-free home is not anti-love. It's choosing peace over performance.
Guys do go through it too, They're dealing with a lot of shit. They just don't get up and complain and talk about it the way that women do all the time.
We're going to kill ourselves for you to get what you want. I die a slow death whenever I hear women say that they can't submit. Submit does not mean to give up. It means to give over.
Oh, I love that.
And the problem with most people and that word, they don't understand that it's the highest form of teamwork. I submit to my wife all day. She sets everything in the house. The thermostat, the sleeping arrangement, what side we sleep on, physical touch, the sex schedule, the food, everything that moves our house, my wife sets.
And are you okay with that?
We're together for 28
You're okay
years.
with that?
So the entire day, I'm submitting to my wife.
Yep.
So I expect her, hello, every single one of you women who got your faces up.
Let's hear this.
I expect her to submit to my provision about specific areas because I submit to her all day. It's a dance. You already tell me what kind of woman you are spiritually when you tell me that you can't submit to your man. First of all, you chose him. So that's not a him problem. That's a you problem. Because you chose him. If you tell me that you can't submit to me when all I do all day, every day, is submit to you, we submit to the comfort of our wives all day, every day. That's the way it's supposed to be. So now it should be a dance.
Early on in our relationship, we both had to learn what that word meant.
Yes. We're submitting to each other. We're submitting to the mission.
This is accountability. Can you give an example of what you mean by that?
Communicating with women is fucking impossible. Women cannot handle the truth. The truth often sends women into an absolute frenzy because the truth can often be offensive and our first reaction is always emotional. I've experienced this firsthand.
Ladies, cut your shit.
Ladies, have you ever wondered why some men choose Wonder Bread women over you? And when I say Wonder Bread, I'm just talking about girls who are a bit more plain, a bit more basic, average. And you, on the other hand, are like a divine French croissant and you're confused. You're like, I don't get it. Why are you going for Wonder Bread when I'm right here?
It's because they're not annoying, high maintenance, and have ridiculous expectations of us. They don't judge what we do for work. They don't judge our hobbies. They're not spending a majority of their time trying to impress a bunch of strangers with their high status and $10,000 Chanel bag no one gives a flying fuck about. You know, the ones who think they're so beautiful they don't have to work, who have standards higher than Seth Rogen, who will blast you all over Instagram for walking up and asking what their name is. The ones who don't go around calling other women Wonder Bread. Speaking of, it's also very funny to me that she used the metaphor of divine French croissant to describe these women, because even though French croissants look nice, they're delicate, they taste good, they're also flaky and make a complete fucking mess everywhere. So in other words, short-term pleasure, long-term mess.
Congratulations, you found a clown. He's literally on his knees juggling like a jester. I need you to really understand something. Security is knowing what you want and not accepting anything less and being confident enough to voice that and express how they feel. Being insecure is allowing somebody to do anything in fear they might leave you, which is why you find most OF girls dating people who look like this. They always find a completely weak man who is utterly insecure with himself in order for them to be able to do whatever they feel like doing. And then they wonder why their boyfriends don't protect them. Literally, they just use these guys as shelters, right? Oh, I'm done partying, time to go back to his house. That's pretty much what you date these men for, and we can be honest about it and open. I mean, it's their fault for allowing it to happen, so I'm degrading them as well, morons. It's really not a flex because you will never get a man that can truly protect you, take care of you, and give you the life that you want. You can find a man that allows you to experience the men you wish you could have. You have the man that allows you to get fucked and dumped by these types of men, but you will never have that lavish lifestyle every day you wake up. It'll always be a fleeting moment, and it will always be a constant chase. Who's the next man? Because once somebody already had you, guess what? You're used up. So now you got to find another rich man. It will always be an endless cycle of you not having enough. And you thinking that these men flying you out and buying you stuff so they can nut on your back and send you home means that you have access to these men, but you don't. You are just pretty enough to get used by them.
Men marry the safe girl much more than they marry the dream girl.
Interesting theory. I wonder if that can actually be proven. Or is that just something that some women try to say to justify why they've been left by a man for a better woman? Because from what I have seen, most men actually do marry their dream woman, someone who brings them happiness and peace, as opposed to someone who brings them nothing but nightmares.
And that is because protecting their ego matters more to them than chasing someone who would never accept anything less than the best.
Let's be brutally realistic for a moment. There are some women out there who really have not the slightest idea what actually makes a woman a good woman, or has any concept at all of what many men consider to be marriage material in a woman. Because just a friendly reminder, a lot of men usually know very early on in the stages of a relationship if they're ever even going to consider marrying that woman. But the reason most of these women are so lost in the sauce is because they spend the majority of their time listening to other women, mostly single women, describe the best ways to keep a man in a relationship.
I did real studying on women, and I realized all of you women, y'all might get educated, y'all might even mature faster than men, but your emotional state stops at age 3. If you want to run this experience, if you have a daughter, go when your daughter is doing something wrong and address her. Then go to your wife or your woman and address them. And they act the same. Women will cross their arms like a kid when they pissed off. Look at all the patterns. Like, when it comes to, I'm talking about just their emotions. They're stuck at 3 years old. I did the research. Just run this experience.
These days, women seem to want a man who is emotionally available but not emotional. So they want someone who's emotionally available, like, oh, I need him to understand me, and I want him to get where I'm coming from, and I want him to be attuned to me, but then I don't want him to cry. There's quite a few people who feel that way, where a man crying is still seen as being a weakness, but I still want you to be emotionally available to me. And so I think for men seeing stuff like that online, people think it's just funny, but I think that can be really difficult because it stops you then from also being okay with the idea that I should be able to cry, be unhappy, show that I'm feeling upset, depressed, whatever it is. And so I think a lot of what we see online can really play a role in how we feel.
I think all these influencers are lying about being rich. I'm almost at 1 million followers. Broke as fuck. Well, not broke, but like I go to my regular minimum wage job every single day, 5 days a week. Clock in. That's how I pay all of my bills. Is that my thing? I did my taxes and I only got 3 brand deals this year, each for $2,000, which works out to like $500 extra a month. Amazing, gorgeous. I can never be happier. But I'm just saying $500 a month is not livable. You know, like, but I am super grateful for it. But I'm saying that's all that I got. Like, you could see, you know? And I think just these influencers are lying to you. I think because they're either trying to sell you a course or tell you how great their life is after, you know, you've insulted them. But there's nothing up here. I'm up here now with everybody else, and I'm telling you that there is nothing up here. And the fuck is this?
Well, this is what men keep on telling you, right? All of these courses that these women sell you, these books, Share a 7, get my book down in the bio and all that other stuff. And it's just, it'd be one thing if it had something that they were actually saying. But most of the stuff is complete trash. And men know that.
Pro marriage tip. Did you know that a mess and clutter increases stress by a lot? That is why women have mental health issues. So next time your woman complains or seems kind of stressed out, prescribe to her vacuum and clean. That will let her know that you are concerned about her mental health and give her purpose. A woman that does not clean does not make sense.
Y'all, please stop letting hating men and women bully you out of finding and wanting to be with a rich man. There is literally no award for suffering. And being with a rich man is lit. Like, you're not stressed out. You can focus on yourself. You get to do one in a lifetime experiences. And worst case scenario, if you get played, at least you get a good return on your investment. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't.
I'm not throwing my self-esteem on the ground because a guy have money. A lot of these rich people are into some weird ass shit. And when you get into a relationship with them, they want to do a bunch of stuff to you. Have you guys seen Diddy? Huh? The shit that Cassie had to go through with that man and he had money? That's what some of y'all are going to go through.
If you think about it, there's nothing to appreciate a man for.
If you think about it,
ugly women ain't gonna find no true love. I promise you.
There's nothing to appreciate a man for.
Ask any ugly woman. Have you ever found true love, man? Nope.
It really sucks when you're not attractive because men completely ignore you, right?
Rule number 1, ladies, do not take advice from ugly women. Stop with the bullshit. Everybody's beautiful. Where are these ugly women getting their confidence from? I want to know.
If you think about it.
Fat women, I know, they get their confidence from black dudes and Puerto Ricans hitting on them. But ugly women, what is it? Is it the Mexicans that are coming in and hitting on you that make you think you're special? Number 2, just don't listen to fat women either. Fat women will always tell you the best way to lose weight, which already is like...
There's nothing to appreciate a man for.
So, get up in the morning, brush them teeth, put that makeup on, do your hair, okay? Put on some lotion, spray some perfume, take a bath, take a shower, wear an outfit, not a t-shirt. I'm just being honest. People can say I'm mean, but they can't say they can't say it's not true what I'm telling y'all. How are you gonna get on the screen talking about you looking for true love and true love is not looking for you?
What is the one thing that every race, religion, nationality has in common?
Leadership.
Wrong. The one thing everyone has in common, ugly people, right? Every race has ugly people. The beauty of ugly is that it doesn't discriminate. Write that down, please. Should we treat ugly people the same as attractive people?
Yes, we should.
The actual correct answer is no.
And it's crazy, like, bitches would dead ass try to mold you to a goofy ass nigga.
Why should a man take a baddie serious?
Because I pay the bills.
Now, it is extremely unfortunate that we had to end 2025 and bring in 2026 with this interview, but here we are. Viewer discretion is advised.
Because I'm a boss. So how much more serious does it need to get?
You're talking about you.
I'm just saying, baddies. Baddies pay the bills. All my baddies get money. Every last one of them are rich. I know what I pay these girls. They make more money than anybody in America on a 9-to-5, you got a good job. My bitches is paid. Okay. So at the end of the day, you said, why should anyone take a baddie serious? Because we pay the fucking bills.
Now, for context, I did not watch the full interview, and for good reason, clearly. But what I find interesting about that one part of the clip is how women can get online and say, they hate a man that, leads with his money, leads with his success. But then they turn around and start making money and become that very same man. The question is simple. Why should a man take a baddie seriously? That has absolutely nothing to do with money. He didn't ask, why should a man go into business with a baddie?
Yeah.
What if you're dealing with a man?
It doesn't matter. First of all, I deal with Jacob, and but my baddie's I got a couple baddies that.
I'm not speaking in.
No, wait. So
my
baddie Anna is dating an MLB player.
Okay.
They get money. He makes more money than her for sure. She don't give a fuck. They don't care. Baddies don't care.
But what I'm referring to is it's not necessarily about money all the time. And I think.
No, you said that.
No.
You said what is it that makes a male?
No, I will say it again.
Okay, say it again.
Wow. What's the most baffling part about this interview? There are women online saying that Natalie Nunn did a wonderful job, and she outdid Cam in this interview. She can't even comprehend a basic It's taken them almost 2 minutes just for her to answer one question. Natalie Nunn has to have the IQ of a spare tire, for sure, without a doubt. But for the sake of the argument, let's just say Cam was talking about money. How does making money, paying the bills, and you being a boss make you a suitable partner? If that's the case, that would mean anybody making money is a great fucking person to be with. And to think some of y'all actually look up to this woman, wow, we're doomed.
Why should a man take a baddie serious?
I just told you. When they make more money and they're the boss.
Cool.
She's the boss. And so he makes, what I was trying to refer to is he makes more money, right?
Right.
But she's the boss.
Okay, take money out of it.
No, it was money out of it. He definitely makes more money than her. She's still running that shit.
Okay, but take financials out of it.
Okay, so what?
What are the qualities that a baddie may bring to the table?
She's definitely more popular than him. I don't even know who the fuck he is. So if he wants...
Compliments to Cam, because boy, I couldn't have done this interview. Ain't no way in hell. So he rewords the question and says, what are the qualities that a baddie brings to the table? And her response to him is, she's more popular than him.
What type of grown-ass woman cares about popularity? The nigga's in the MLB. He makes a bag. What does he need popularity for? Keep in mind there's actual longevity for the fucking MLB. Baddies is not going to be something in the next 10 years. It's an L for them.
Respectfully, I don't watch Major League Baseball, but if he wants to be like with a young, successful baddie that is an it girl, that's what she's bringing to the table, because she's definitely, her follower, everything, she's more popping. So I don't know, sometimes like I'm a little bit older. I don't really care about social media and followers and all that, but the younger people do. You know that. So maybe she brings more like to the table, like for social media and like popularity or whatever.
And this is who y'all follow. This is who y'all think is leading the charge for women. This is who y'all believe outdid Cam in the interview. This is who is putting women on and making them baddies. Keep in mind, I had to do my own research because I've never actually seen an episode of Baddies, and I never knew who Natalie Nunn was before this interview. But the show has no actual substance. It's just a whole bunch of women fighting and tearing each other's heads off for the entertainment of others. And through these fights, they gain popularity. In turn, turns that popularity into followers and possibly even brand deals. All of this shit is short-lived. This is not something that you're going to be able to do in 10 plus years. Not to mention how Natalie Nunn's exploiting women for the entertainment of others. We just saw the Diddy documentary. I almost can guarantee you there will be a documentary about baddies. And somehow, someway, y'all find this woman empowering? How? Look how long it's taken her to answer one question, just one question. And there is literally women online saying that this woman is brilliant. How the fuck? There's no way we're watching the same interview. Who the fuck is doing the math here? Natalie Nunn is what? It makes sense why y'all make the bad decisions y'all do. It makes sense why y'all don't get respected. It makes sense how y'all end up in these weird-ass situations that could possibly cause y'all demise. These women that support Natalie Nunn are just group thinkers. They need social media and people like her to tell them in what direction to go, because without that, they have no true direction in life. They can't think on their own. You're not answering my question.
No, you just asked. What?
No, I'm gonna guide you.
I don't know. Don't guide me. Oh my God.
I'm trying to get to an answer.
Right. I don't know. Baddies bring a lot to the table.
Can you name something?
Great mothers.
Okay, talk about it.
I put $1 million swimming pool in my backyard because my daughter says she wants to swim. Okay. So I put a pool. It cost me $909. It was like $1 million. I put him. Wait.
Baddies are great mothers, and the example she gave was her daughter wanted to swim, so she put $1 million swimming pool in her backyard. It cost her $909 million. That was her words, not mine. I can't take any more of this. I can't do the rest of this video, bro. I am stressed out watching this. Some of y'all will support and justify anybody as long as whatever they're doing is making money, and it's so fucking weird. Natalie Nunn is clearly an imbecile with the IQ of a sausage biscuit. And the fact of the matter is, she's exploiting those women for the entertainment of y'all. But y'all don't give a fuck. Why? Because it's y'all's entertainment. Y'all are okay with this woman taking impoverished women and exploiting them for her own personal gain and for y'all's entertainment. Just give it time. There's already girls that came out about the conditions in Zeus and on the show Baddies. They're going to have their documentary too. And this woman, Natalie Nunn, is going to be at the top of it. I just need y'all to have the same energy when that time comes. Y'all keep the change.